Hey everyone, Elias here again. Got another video instructional for you that's basically talking about the logic behind some of the striking combinations we've already been working in live class. In our last video, we talked about our combos that we've been working that are prompted by jab cross and jab cross jab, striking with the lower half of our body on the same side that we just ended striking with the upper half. So these knees, these snap kicks, and these push kicks off of our crosses, our straights, and our jabs. All right, we talked about why we do that. If you want to review that, you haven't seen it, go back. It should be the video right before this one chronologically. Today, those are two combos. That's a combo couplet that we've been working in live classes, live video classes on Zoom every day, and also that we have pre-recorded workout on the YouTube and Facebook channels. This one, I don't believe we have any pre-recorded content on it. I think this is the first time we're discussing it on the recorded channels here. We have been working on it in the live classes, so if you've been taking the live classes, this might ring a bell. If you haven't, jump in. Those are every day. We want to take advantage of that. And if you're a member, definitely take advantage of it. And also, feel free to share the live class access with friends. If you have some friends that are stuck at home, could use a workout, whether they're beginners or advanced. If you want to give them access, hit me up. I'll hook them up. We want to support one another right now, especially during the pandemic. But this is something we haven't covered in those live classes. That we have covered in the live classes, but not on the YouTube channel or the Facebook live channel. So I want to go over it now. We're not going to do a workout. I want to talk about why we've been working with that, right? So this is an introduction to it. Welcome. And play with it on your own. Set up the timer. Do some rounds with this stuff, right? We've been doing some pivoting footwork off of two different combinations, where we kind of rotate around the clock in quarter turns one direction, and then do the same in the other direction for our rounds. Right? The first combination we're doing is a jab, a straight right, and a hook, all to the head. We're head hunting in these combos as well, just like in the last one with our punches at least. Right? So we've got our jab, our straight right, and our hook to the head. But we're turning the hook into a check hook. We've been working on this. Here, and as I throw that hook, I pivot off of my lead leg and step out with my right. Here. In quarter turns. All right. Let's talk about why we've been doing that, in case you didn't know, or if this is new to you. This type of hook where we turn quarter turn away and pivot, it's called often a check hook. Right? It's not in and of itself the most powerful hook to the head in the world. It's not as if we're stepping laterally as we throw it. It might give us a little bit more power. It's actually utilizing some defensive logic and the inertia of an opponent who's charging in. So that's the hypothetical situation that we're going to use the check hook. We're throwing, our opponent is charging in. First and foremost, we're going to think defensively with our hands in the right place, and we're going to get out of the way. If they're charging forward, we're going to try to get out of the way and create a favorable angle for ourselves. That in and of itself can be really, really useful. If they're coming at a straight line, they're coming this way, you have favorable angles to start attacking, right? We're going to throw some offense while we're thinking defensively as well, okay? I'm going to go here, and as they're charging at me, I throw that hook. It's not the most powerful hook in and of itself, but if your opponent's charging in, being aggressive with punches, they may not be thinking defensively in that moment. And we're going to take advantage in this hypothetical situation of their own inertia moving forward. And we're just going to try to accurately, with the right timing, touch their chin, or their temple, or their nose. Us doing it when they don't expect it, accurately, while they're lunging in, is going to create more force. The surprise and the force by them moving in, and us being out of place, or being in the right place but out of their way, so to speak, can really have some damaging effects. You see knockouts with this at boxing at the highest level, sometimes in MMA as well. You just a little bink. Any number of different hooks can do the trick because it's about landing with accuracy at the right time and taking advantage of them rushing into your punch. Similar ways you see people getting dropped or knocked out with jabs, they run into them, right? It could happen, right? So that's why we're doing that. We're throwing our punches, they're rushing in, we get out of the way, and we're trying to make contact with their head, ideally their chin or their temple, as we do that. So it's a good footwork drill. We're thinking defensively, but we're also throwing a little offense their way while we're being defensive. It's kind of like something we did a couple weeks ago, our tactical retreat. Instead of moving straight back with my rear leg and then bringing my lead leg as a trail with it, we could step in and step out with the lead leg and then the rear, punching as we go. So we're getting out of the way of an advancing opponent, but we're making them respect your offense as you do it. Similar concept with the check hook. That's why we're doing that. Now, that's how we turn to our right, come around the dial that way. The other combo we've been doing in these rounds is we've been adding a straight right at the end of that hook. So jab, cross, hook in place, straight right, shifting as we go. But even though we're throwing this right like we mean it, and we're pivoting, and we're balanced, and we're snapping it out there, we're going to advance and pivot off of our lead leg again, but turning the opposite way. Here, 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 here. Here, 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 here. We're committing to that cross, but we're still moving. Here are the reasons why I've been having us do that. One, situational. Again, very common hypothetical situation. This is theoretically my power hand. I could be throwing that cross. My opponent's going to move away to my left, to their right, to get away from it. I might glance, I might miss, but I don't want to just be so out of control that when they sidestep, they have clear shots on me, right? So we want to be able to throw good, committed punches and still be able to turn and face our opponent. It's a very likely hypothetical situation where your opponent's going to move away from your power hand to your left if you're a righty, all right? So we want to be ready to throw it with commitment and then turn and face where they might have moved and go again. Right? The other reason to do this, I feel, is not even about that specific hypothetical situation, but really as a training mechanism to just help us learn to be more stable, a little more balanced, okay? It's very easy for us to either be hesitant at our crosses and not commit because we feel tentative to expose ourselves to danger, or to really commit and overcommit. We reach, we lose our balance because our head comes over our knees. That happens to everyone. There's no shame in it, but we want to try to practice so we don't do that all too often. We do it less and less and less, right? So if we practice throwing a hard, snapping cross, and we get comfortable turning our toes, turning our shoulders over, our fists, and maintaining a balance here, that's good. We're sitting down at our straight cross, or our right cross, or our right straight, actually. That's good. That's a good thing to do. We get comfortable. We snap it out there. We retract it. We sit on it heavy, and we bring it back. We shift that weight. That's awesome. You start feeling comfortable doing that, we can add to the complexity, because that's challenging in and of itself. We can throw this and then move. Because the tendency for a lot of us, I know for myself, is if I really throw it hard and really commit, and I want to move, I'm going to end up leaning forward. And I'm out of position, I'm off balance. And God forbid they shift off to my left, they have a favorable angle. So if I get comfortable committing and moving, but not overextending myself, and in fact, turning to face my opponent, it's just an indication of my balance and my stability improving. There's different ends of the spectrum. There's throwing tentative pretend straights where we don't commit. There's overcommitting and we get off balance and exposed. And then there's, not that this is ideal, I need to work on it myself, but it's a little closer to the situation where we're sitting, my weight is on my lead leg, my shoulders turned over, my arms extended, my fist is turned over, and I retracted, right? That's what we want to get to. We want to be able to throw it and then also be able to move without overextending. So we can do this statically, great. If we can do it while being nimble enough to move, even better. So the two reasons we've been doing that one for the hypothetical situation, it's very common that I'm shifting away from our power and we need to turn and still face them to be ready for what's next, whether we connected, full, glancing, or missed altogether. And also just to improve our stability. All right, it's a good thing. It feeds into itself. It's useful even just as an exercise in and of itself. So I hope that helps everyone who's been drilling these understand why we're doing it. Again, we're not just doing bicep curls here. We're doing fight movements for fight situations. They're good workouts, but there's reasons why we work on them in terms of very likely fight scenarios, right? Whether you're a fighter, whether you think you're a fighter or not, whether you're a sport fighter, whether you're just out there fighting life and you're training martial arts to better yourself, think about the situation. When you do anything, you want to learn to do it well, you want to learn why you're doing it, right? You don't have to be a professional basketball player, but you might as well, if you're going to devote some time shooting hoops, you might as well learn to reach for that, inside that cookie jar, have some good fundamentals, right? If you may not be an Olympic swimmer, but if you're jumping in the pool or in the water, you might as well learn how to move correctly, to be efficient, to breathe well, to move as seamlessly as you can, not just like not drown, right? Technique helps workouts as well. So even if you don't think you're a fighter, I promise you, if you're doing these workouts, if you're coming to class, and now in video class, and you're thinking, you're visualizing the person in front of you, and now you're thinking about the reasons why you might be doing what you're doing, you're making yourself a fighter, right? You're dealing with life, you're going through tough situations, you're using your mind and your body in conjunction to deal with tough situations, real and imagined. You become a fighter, right? So this is useful. I want everyone to think like a fighter is what I'm getting at when they're training martial arts. It's not just art, it's a martial art. I want you to think about these situations. It's not going to hurt your workout. It's only going to make your workout a little bit better. So hope this is a little bit useful. Holler at me with questions in the comment section or directly. Proud of you guys. Take care.